What's up, guys? It's Coach K here. So I'm gonna do a quick video on spoof, wash trading, and market making, and how all that works on an exchange, and why you should absolutely never, ever use margin trading for Bitmax specifically on their own exchange, because A, they hold their own tokens. B, they can, and I will show you how they can flash crash their own token on the exchange to make sure that they don't lose money. Okay, so before I get started, don't forget, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button down below, and let's get to it. So I'm going to show you a few things right now on the exchange, actual examples of them doing market making right on there, as well as some examples that I found that were really obvious that you can easily look for yourself on any exchange. But Bitmax, I'm going to show you because I know a lot of people that got liquidated when it just seemed really sketchy that they got liquidated, and I'm going to show you some of those examples today. So let's jump in and start. We're going to move back a little bit to some older stuff. So here is some examples of, people getting wrecked because they got excited and probably threw in some longs. So right here we saw that there was probably a ton of longs going in because it's on the 6-hour chart. Right there, we had a over 30% drop. Now, how margin trading works, just to recap, margin trading is adding leverage to your trade. So for example, if you have 1 Bitcoin and you 3x, you have 3 Bitcoin worth on margin, meaning if the coin drops 33%, you lose all your money. If you do 5x, the same thing, then you have 5 Bitcoin. If it drops 20%, you lose all your money, it gets liquidated. If you do 10x and it drops 10%, because now you're using 1 Bitcoin and they're giving you 10 Bitcoin of leverage, then if it drops 10%, you liquidate your 1 Bitcoin, right? So this is how it works, right? So this is why you have to be careful when you margin trade, because if that happens, you can get wrecked and lose all of your money. And when you get liquidated, it takes all your money. So not always will you see this. I'm just gonna go down the 1-hour chart to show you a little bit easier, a little bit more examples of this. And I just want you to see what it actually looks like when this happens, so you can know what to see, okay, or know what to look for. So when we move out and we see this, you're gonna be kind of a little shocked. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so everybody can see. Let me just pull this over here, and I'll just show you some examples of what these long wicks are doing and why you have to be really careful, because they suck you in and they spit you out. So for example, we have this huge wick down here. It dumped. It started to pump again, right? Now, Bitmax, because they own their own token, can easily do whatever they want and dump it. So here we see right there a 33% dump. Exactly. Why? Because it will wreck all margin trades. This is why I'm saying do not use margin trading on this exchange. Oopsie daisy. Let me just get back to that. All right, we see that happen. Then we see it happen here, but that's not really a flash crash. But here we see, again, over a few hours, it starts to pump, and then we see it dump again about 10%. So anyone with a 10x would have got wrecked on that trade. Here, again, we see it starting to pump. So I'm just gonna give you an example of how much it pumped. It pumped over 10%, so people probably got bullish on it. But then another flash crash of over 30%. So all 3, 5, and 10x people would have been liquidated right there and then. Again, here you can see we're starting to move back up, and we get up to here, and again we dump over 10%. All those people get liquidated. All right, now here it doesn't really matter because it's already on a downtrend, so that's kind of what you would expect. And here it's not very big either. But then we kind of have this run up this month, at the start of the month, so April 18th. So not even just a few days back. So we see it starting to run up, and then here we see a little dip of 10%. So that would have wrecked all the long people for the 10x's. So anyone who's greedy on this exchange gets really hurt. And then here we have this really long, beautiful run up from, it was at about 10 cents to 15 cents almost. And then at that point, this happened over 5 seconds, 6 seconds, it dumped 30%, and everyone that had 3, 5, and 10x's were wrecked. So the point is, on this exchange, using margin is extremely volatile and you will lose. So just don't do it unless you know how to do a stop market order, which basically as it runs up, you trail your stop. You make your stop loss higher and higher so that if it does stop out, you stop off in profit and you don't get liquidated. This is something that you can learn to do. It's not very hard. So for example, if Bitmax right now is 13 and I got in, let's say I'll just give you an example. If I got in at 12 and it's 13.7, I can use a stop market order at, let's say, 13 cents. So if I got in at 12, I could set it at 13, and if it stops out, then I will stop out in some profit if I use margin. But it's something you have to be really careful of, and I wouldn't do it on this exchange. Not yet. Later, I think they'll do well, but it's too new of an exchange. They don't have the liquidity, and they have the ability with their own token, at very least, to do these flash crashes and wreck you so they don't have to pay you. Now, going on to this, we can also look for spoof trading. Here's spoof or market making trading or wash trading, whatever you want to call it. 50 to 50. They want to buy 50 Bitmax tokens for $6, and you'll see it just disappeared. But you'll see on here, I'll show you some other examples, but you'll see on here same number over and over again. So up here you can see it 108. 108. So there's twice it's 108 there. They have 14 and 14. Now I know that it's numbers not a big deal, but if you keep seeing there's 50 on the other end now, so you keep seeing a 50 and 50 and 50 and 50, that's bad, right? So you have to look for some trends that happen within the actual exchange. Here's 500 twice, same amount, and you got to really look carefully, but you can really see if you pay attention that some of these numbers on this side go onto that side and that side go onto this side, and they go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And here's another example. 254 was there, now 254 is here. So what you have to look for is, this is what wash trading basically is. You keep buying and selling on both sides of the order books, and they're probably doing it through multiple exchanges via API, so no one really can say that they're the ones wash trading, but it's quite obvious to me. So that's the thing that we call a spoof or a wash trade, when you have one on one side and then the other on the other, and it goes back and forth. So look for that when you're trading on any exchange at the start. Kind of take your time to notice it. Here's 39.4, here's 39.2, here's 50, here's 50. We keep seeing that over again. Now 108's now on this side instead of being on this side, right? They go back and forth. That's what spoof trading is. That's what market making bots do, and they do it through other exchanges, so it doesn't look like the actual exchange doing it themselves. But I would say for margin trading, this is a super shady exchange. Be very, very careful. And I want to show you just one more thing before we go right here. So you see it pop right beside my head. Look at this. What do you see here? 952.174. You think people buy that exact number? You think anyone actually buys 0.174 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 times they buy that exact same number? Don't you think that's kind of weird? I sure do. And so that's what you look for when you're trading, and then you know it's wash trading or not. So if you ever ask yourself that question, now you know. And then here on the other side, 1964.421, you wouldn't see people do that 7 times either. So these are things that you easily can identify yourself now, and I hope that actually helps you. So I'm gonna leave right now. Click on that subscribe, smash on a like, hit the bell for the next video, and Coach K or Joel Kopshop, we will see you later. Have a great day, everyone, and happy Easter.